side. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, you're on the wrong side. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, you're on the wrong side. Whoa, 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 whoa.
See, that just really confused me. I was like, what just happened?
So before we get into the video, a lot of people have been asking exactly what the Ultimate Driving course is about and how it will help them. One of the reasons why I created the Ultimate Driving course is because I noticed that a lot of driving instructors were not giving their learners the correct knowledge about every driving topic. They were either not just bothering giving the information or just confusing the learner when explaining things. So using my 10 years of experience as a driving instructor, I put together easy to understand videos on every topic required to pass a driving test. Look, I'm not saying that these videos are going to be a magical solution to all of your driving problems, but they will definitely help. Let's say that you're just starting out on roundabouts or have had a few lessons on them but are still confused. You would watch the videos in the roundabout module which explain everything you need to know and then go and practice on your driving lesson. This would give you a good understanding about roundabouts and also save time on your driving lesson. You guys can see how I am using the Ultimate Driving course to teach my niece. Her driving lesson videos are uploaded every Wednesday.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today it's a bit of a special one, not like our normal mock test. I've got a driver here, Simranjeet from, where are you from? Tell everyone.
I'm from US.
From the US.
New York City.
New York. So US driver taking a mock test. This is a first for me. I've always thought it'd be really interesting to see someone from a different country. How long have you been driving there?
I've been driving for 2 years.
For 2 years. And you've hardly ever driven in the UK. You've driven a little bit, you said?
No, not a lot.
Okay, so
it's a little bit here.
Right, so there's gonna be a lot of tricky situations.
Yeah, a lot. Okay. The steering wheel's on the other side.
Yeah.
I sat on the passenger side when I actually got in this car.
Okay, right. The other thing, guys, I've had a few people ask me from the US if we're worth them buying the Ultimate Driving course, and I'm like, not really, because this course has been designed for people in the UK. If you're coming from the US like Simranjeet and want to drive here, then bits of the course may help you. But if you're going to take your driving test in the US, to be honest, I wouldn't advise you buying the Ultimate Driving course. I don't think it's going to be worth it really, because everything's on the opposite side. So before we get going, tell us a bit about the driving test in the US. I've always, like, everyone who mentions it normally in the comments said it's quite easy.
In the US, the driving test is easy.
What do you have to do?
It's like a 2.5 minute test.
2.5 minutes?
Yeah, that's it. So first, there's a stop sign, right? Like right before you enter the course. It's called a tricky stop sign, is what they call it.
Yeah.
So you got to stop on the stop sign when the driving instructor's inside, like the test.
Yeah.
And then you go, and there's a speed limit is 15, so you have to go 15 miles per hour.
Okay.
And then he's gonna tell you the direction. So he'll tell you to go to the left.
Yeah. When
you go to the left, you got to turn the indicator on, and then you go straight for like 10 seconds.
Okay.
I'm literally picturing in my head while I'm telling you. So you go straight for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And you come to a full stop. Look left, right. You gotta like act it. You left, right,
yeah.
And then look right, and then you do the signal, and then you move.
Okay, and then what else?
And then after that, you go in a little circle, stop again, do left, right, full stop, and then you go to parallel parking.
Do they take you out on really main busy roads, or?
No, it's a closed course.
And so you just pass on there.
It's in a parking lot. Yeah, it's for cones.
And then you can drive.
And then you drive off. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Wait, here's on the main road?
yeah. Here the test is 40 minutes.
Really?
40 minutes long.
40 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. And
wow.
Up there, so how many are you allowed to do any faults? Well, I suppose if it's only a couple of minutes, you're not allowed to do any faults, are you? Any mistakes?
No. The mistakes depend on the instructor.
Okay.
So if you do make a mistake, then you fail. Then you got to come back in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So you have to wait 2 weeks, and then
that does sound pretty easy. Here, the test is going to be 40 minutes. Yeah. And if you do one serious fault, like a major fault, you fail.
Really?
And the examiner doesn't tell you, and then we normally tell you at the end in the video as well. So we'll see how you do. Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna miss out, like, they make you follow a navigation system on the test here. We're gonna leave that out because personally I feel it's gonna be a bit too much for you, because just getting used to the correct side of the road. Yeah, let's see how you get used to that. Yeah,
that's gonna be too much distraction.
Right, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. So
how many for parallel? Do you guys have parallel parking tests? Right?
Yeah, I'll make you.
How many tries do you guys get for that here?
What do you mean by tries?
Like because over there it's like how close you get to the curb.
Yeah, so here you have to park nice and close. You do it in one attempt, but if you feel you need to readjust, you can do that.
Okay, so over there it's like if you will have 3 attempts to do it.
So you have three chances.
Yeah.
So if you mess it up, you can go start all over again.
If you hit the cone or something. can restart it.
Even if you hit the cone, you can start. Oh my days. Okay, right. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
So I'll make you do the parallel park here as well.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So move off whenever you're ready. I'll just give you the directions. Yeah. Where to go.
Okay. Come on.
By the way, guys, we're in an automatic car. We're not in a manual for this mock test because
I do not know how to drive a
he
manual.
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't drive.
I've
manual.
actually blown a clutch once.
Okay, right. Thank God I didn't bring my manual over. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Move off whenever you're ready, then please.
Still on.
When moving off, Simranjeet forgets to select the gear. He did some observations earlier, but then should have checked again after selecting the gear. He misses the blind spot check just before moving off.
Is that your phone?
That's my phone, yep.
I'll put it to the side, yeah.
Yes, no problem. Ready? Alright, so first thing you gotta stay to the left of the road.
Tail left here, please.
To the left of it.
At this left turn, he doesn't check any mirrors before signalling.
No problem. He's scared right now.
No, I'm just watching you. I'm looking for any mistakes, yeah. Like I said, I won't tell you of any mistakes.
You won't?
No. Unless you're about to crash somewhere, yeah?
Oh, okay.
Then I'll
that's
have to
no
come in,
problem.
obviously, yeah?
Then I mean then we're all gonna know if there's a
Yeah,
mistake.
of course. At the end of the road, tail left.
Turn left.
Again, at this left turn, he doesn't check the mirrors before signalling. When turning left, you should follow the curb and position to the left, but Simranjeet doesn't follow the curb.
At the traffic lights, turn right, please.
And again, at this right turn, Simranjeet doesn't check the mirrors before signalling. We can already see that this is a continuous fault, and this happens many times during the test. So I'm not going to mention it every time he does it, but we do have an interesting conversation about the mirror use at the end of the test.
He's pulling out the book. I made a mistake.
At this right turn, Simranjeet steers a bit too early. He should have positioned further forward before steering.
I'm taking a test right now in the UK.
Here is Simranjeet's first serious driving fault, and it's for speeding. The speed limit is 30 miles an hour, but he's going above that, so I have to ask him to slow down.
Okay, can you slow down a little bit, please?
Yeah, see, I'm telling you speed.
Okay.
What's the speed limit?
Do you know what it is? No?
It's 25, right?
30.
30, yeah.
Here there are two lanes, and there are parked vehicles in the left lane, so Simranjeet has to move over to the right hand lane. He should have checked the centre and right mirrors before changing direction, but doesn't check any mirrors.
Right, ahead we've got two roundabouts coming up, yeah? I want you to turn right, third exit at both of the roundabouts.
Right.
Yeah, so right third exit.
At these two roundabouts, Simranjeet makes 3 serious driving faults.
And then as soon as you do this roundabout, there is another one. Turn right third exit there as well. Yeah. Okay?
Funny story. Roundabouts always mess me up. When I first came to London,
Yeah.
when my father was driving, it took us 30 extra minutes to get somewhere.
What, because of roundabouts?
Yep.
I can imagine. Even people who've been driving here for taking lessons here, even they find it really confusing.
Red lights are easy.
There's not many roundabouts in US, is it?
There's none. There's like 2 around next to my house. But over here, the roundabouts, you gotta like follow a lane too. Over there. Yeah.
At a major roundabout, when turning left or right, you must signal on approach. At this roundabout, he doesn't signal right.
Just one circle. One line. So, 1, 2.
Again, at the second roundabout, Simranjeet doesn't signal right.
Third exit.
Yep.
When exiting a multi-lane roundabout, you should check the centre and left mirrors before exiting. Simranjeet doesn't make any observations before exiting the roundabout. He exits off into the right-hand lane, which is okay to do, but then should move over to the left lane when it's safe, as the right-hand lane is for overtaking or turning right. He moves over to the left lane well with good mirror checks.
There's another roundabout coming up soon. At that roundabout, if you can go straight ahead, first exit.
First exit.
Yeah, straight ahead.
Here we're following the road to the left and have a choice of 2 lanes. Ideally, you should select the left lane so you are in the normal driving lane after the bend. Simranjeet selects a right-hand lane, which is okay for now, but then should have moved over to the left lane. But he doesn't and keeps in the right-hand lane, which would be a serious driving fault.
Traffic lights, turn right, please.
After this right turn, Simranjeet makes another serious driving fault. On this road, the speed limit is 30 miles an hour, and again, Simranjeet is driving too fast, so I have to ask him to slow down.
If you could slow down, please.
This is where Simranjeet drives onto the wrong side of the road.
Take the next turning on the right, please.
You're on the wrong side. Then.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, foot to the car. Oh, you're on the wrong side. Then.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, foot to the car.
As we're passing this parked car, Simranjeet gets a bit too close to it. When passing these parked vehicles, Simranjeet gets way too close, and I have to ask him to steer away.
Okay, steer a bit more away, please.
And this is the reason he thinks he gets too close to the parked cars.
When I'm in America, when I'm on the left side of the car,
Yeah.
it's easier for me to tell what's like, if, even like how right now, right? It's hard for me to tell like how close I am to the car to the left of me. In America, when I'm on the left side, I could tell, I'll know how far the other car is from the car. That's what I'm used to over there.
And if you could take the second turning on the left, this is the first one, yeah?
First.
At this turning, he signals too early. He should have waited until he had passed the first junction, but signals just before it.
The second. I have a question. Do you mind?
Carry on, carry on.
So over there, when we have to turn our signal, the turn signal on, right? It's
Yeah.
100 feet before the turn.
Yeah.
What's it here?
So it depends on how fast you're going.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So obviously if you're driving on a higher speed road, so say if it's 50, 60 miles an hour, yeah, then you'll be a bit more further away. On a normal road, I'm not sure about my feet, but it's about 100 yards.
100 yards.
Yeah, about 100 yards. On normal
I
roads
think
like
over
this,
there is
yeah.
100 yards too. Or it's something similar like that.
Can you park on the left here, please?
Here I'm going to ask Simranjeet to park up and then carry out the reverse parallel parking maneuver.
Okay. And here we're going to do the parallel parking using that white car, yeah?
Yep.
So if you park next to it
Mm-hmm.
and then park behind it.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
When moving off, Simranjeet doesn't check the right blind spot. Remember, that's the area that is not visible in the mirrors, so it's important to check. During the maneuver, Simranjeet doesn't carry out regular all-round observations and also misses the blind spot check as the front of our vehicle swings out. He's slightly far out from the pavement, so decides to readjust. Again, he doesn't carry out any observations before readjusting. And when he does readjust the position, the back tyre is on the pavement, which is a serious driving fault. He also finishes too close to the vehicle in front.
Okay. Drive on when you're ready. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing yet. Okay.
Why? What happened?
Nothing. No, we'll talk about it in the end.
At the curb.
Okay, at the end of the road, turn right.
At this right turn, there is another road on the right before our turn. Simranjeet should have waited until we passed that road before applying the right signal. He signals too early. When emerging right, if there are vehicles approaching from the left, like this black vehicle is, then you should wait for the vehicle to fully turn into your road before you start to move out. Simranjeet starts to move out whilst that vehicle is still turning in, and the front right of our vehicle gets very close to that vehicle. And this is a serious driving fault.
How do you think he's going so far?
It's alright. There's a couple of mistakes, I know. I could tell the mistakes I made.
This is a busy road with lots of parked vehicles and pedestrians about. Simranjeet isn't exceeding the speed limit, but is a bit too fast for these conditions. You'll see that pedestrians walk out and then Simranjeet has to brake sharply.
The cycles have ever come. That wouldn't be my fault. What would that?
We always have to look at, like, you know, a road like this.
Uh-huh.
That's the kind of thing you need to anticipate happening, yeah? Expect that kind of stuff to happen. Continuing straight ahead here, please.
Coming up is a give way sign at which we need to give way to traffic from the right, so it's important to carry out observations to the right. But instead, Simranjeet is busy asking me a question about police officers and doesn't realise there is a give way sign, so doesn't look to the right until he passes the give way marking.
So what would happen if I go up behind that police officer and follow? Did I pass earlier?
No, turn right here, please. Just where that car's turning.
Right here?
Just where that car is turning. Just turn, please.
Simranjeet gets very close to this vehicle in front. We're on an uphill road, and if the vehicle in front had rolled back even the slightest bit, then it would have hit us.
See, that's what I mean. I get too close to the car.
Yeah, you could say that again. Yeah, just continue straight, please.
There's a lot of Hondas.
Here, whilst driving, Simranjeet is trying to have a conversation. He has done this a few times. I'm all up for having a conversation, but I think it's important for you guys to stay focused on your driving, especially on a test.
So how it is the kids have Hondas and Toyotas since they're kids?
Straight.
Straight. And then the parents over there have...
The road splits into 3 lanes, and Simranjeet goes into the middle lane and then goes into the left lane, which is fine as we can use both of these lanes to go straight ahead. But Simranjeet didn't check any mirrors before changing lanes.
Like the Escalades, Cadillacs. You know what Cadillac is?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
It's like a big car.
Here the lights are green, so Simranjeet should just continue. But instead, he starts to slow down quite a bit, so I have to ask him to continue. This would be a serious driving fault for hesitation.
Yeah, that's what they have.
keep going. Keep going.
And then they have... Yeah. There's Maseratis. Maseratis like common, very common there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like no one really cares about it. It's like how you look at where I live. You look at a Maserati, how you look at like a BMW or something.
Okay. That's not the case.
Now here, Simranjeet decides to overtake the vehicle in front, which is fine to do. But after overtaking, he should have come back into the left lane, as the right hand lane is for overtaking or turning right. Simranjeet stays in the right hand lane for a while. I do ask him about which is a normal driving lane in America. He tells me it's a right hand lane, which some people call the grandma lane, and that you shouldn't drive at normal speed in the left lane as this would upset drivers that wanted to overtake. I found this quite funny because when he was telling me this, he was actually making the same mistake.
And then, or Alfa Romeo. There's a lot of those there. And then, yeah. And Infinities. Do you know Infinity there? It's a Japanese. It's a Nissan. It's a luxury Nissan.
I've seen a few of those here. Infinities.
I have Infinity there.
Okay.
I have the...
It's not very big here though.
Yeah, over there it's huge. The car. Like it'll be... You see it. Like the seat is... It's like the same height as where the bus driver's sitting right now. That's how high I sit. Actually, it's a little lower than that, but that's how I sit.
That's why you look big in your videos.
Yeah, that's why I look bigger in my videos. That's how high... That car sits so big. It's so big. It's like a big giant turtle. And then the Jeep I have after the cars there.
So you know in the US, which lane do you use for normal driving? The right one or the left one? If you have like 2 or 3 lanes.
It's usually it's always different because the right lane over there is mostly like people that want to make a turn. No, left lane is people that want to make a left turn.
Yeah.
So everyone usually stays in the right lane because to make a right turn it's quick. Over there. Over there the right turn is like right.
How about on the like motorway highway they call it there?
Highway is left lane is the fast lane.
Left lane's the fast lane, and the right one's for normal.
Right, all the way to the right is like the slow, so it's like the grandma lane,
Okay.
and the one in the middle is like the alright okay lane. You're like going fast, and the left lane is the fast lane.
So they call that the grandma lane.
Yeah, basically that's what a lot of people call it. Guy behind me was on his phone.
Spot it.
Spot it.
Continuing straight in with the lights.
But over there, if you're in the left lane and you're going slow, it's just way to get cursed at. You get people get mad.
Turn left.
Left.
Yeah.
Like you get really, really mad.
At this roundabout, we are going straight ahead, second exit. Just as he enters the roundabout, Simranjeet signals left. He should have waited until we had passed the first exit before applying the signal. You'll see there is a van that enters the roundabout because he thinks we are turning left.
Slower.
At this roundabout, Simranjeet makes a serious driving fault for lane discipline. We approach the roundabout in the left lane, but as we enter, he drifts over to the right hand lane.
Not the Chinese.
At this roundabout, turn right, please, third exit.
Third exit.
Yeah.
At this roundabout we are turning right, third exit, so we should be in the right hand lane, but Simranjeet selects the middle lane. In this situation, if he takes the second exit, then it would be okay, as that's where this middle lane leads to. Simranjeet does take the second exit, but as soon as he enters the roundabout, he goes from the middle lane into the right hand lane. Another serious driving fault for lane discipline. Also on the approach to this roundabout, Simranjeet tells me that his driving examiner in America did complain that he talked too much. I kind of agree with that examiner.
Oh, I did. When I took my driving test, I did get one complaint.
Retaining right, third exit. What was that?
Talking a lot. Because I was just doing that to distract him if I make a mistake.
Okay.
Just playing it smart.
Is that what you're trying to do today?
No, not really. Straight.
Right, third
Right.
exit, please.
That was that one. See, I'm telling you. Roundabout. Straight. If I stay here for a couple more days, I'll get used to
Follow the road.
it. Left?
Yeah.
Right.
A couple more days, you saying?
Yes.
I think you're gonna need a bit longer than that.
Really?
At the next roundabout, turn right, third exit, please.
At this roundabout, again Simranjeet starts off in the middle lane, but then drifts over to the right hand lane once he enters. At this roundabout we're turning left first exit, and this was probably the best turn Simranjeet did at a roundabout. He used the correct lane and remembered to signal.
Just park up on the left, please.
Now we're back at the test centre, and I've asked Simranjeet to park up so we can discuss his driving. But he wants to show us something called a K-turn. We figure out that it's a 3-point turn, which is no longer part of the driving test in England.
Do you guys have a K-turn here?
Sorry, what?
A K-turn?
K-turn?
A U-turn.
We have U-turns, but not. We don't really do U-turns on a driving test.
Really? Over there we have a U-turn. I'm going to mention that. It's
Okay.
called a K-turn.
Okay.
Should I show you what it is?
Go on then. So we have finished the test anyway.
Alright,
We'll
so
go
we
on-
finished the test. Here, this is a K-turn. Alright, we take this on test. So you got to look left and right. And you turn the wheel all the way. And you make the car straight like this. And you stop. It's 3-point turn.
Oh, okay, the 3-point turn. We used to have this in the test, but they've changed that
And
now.
then you turn it back. You guys used to have it here?
Yeah. We don't have that anymore. So they call it a K-turn there.
Yeah, K-turn, 3-point turn. Everyone has a different name for it.
So just to let you know why you just demonstrated the K-turn. If that was the K-turn in the UK,
That'd have
you,
failed.
yeah, park on the left, please.
Really? I mean, yeah. Alright, so let's see
Okay,
the
right.
mistakes.
Right, switch off the engine for me. So how do you think you did?
Out of 10, I did like a 6.
Okay, so you think 6 out of 10 in your driving, yeah?
Yeah.
Usually.
Here.
Okay. To be honest with you, yeah, normally, through when we do a driving test, whenever I do a driving, when I do the editing as well, I try and point out all the good parts. Yeah.
No, you could do bad parts. It doesn't matter.
What I'm going to say, I don't think there's any good parts. So honestly, I don't think I can see any good parts. Okay, right. So if this was your driving test in the here, yeah. So you're allowed. Well, you're not even allowed one serious fault, yeah. You know how many serious faults you got?
How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So I just didn't say get out. No license.
No, they'll still let you do the test, yeah. But now they'll just obviously tell you failed, and you'll have to come back again now. Any idea what your faults are on?
Alright, first I entered the right lane.
Yeah, you did. Obviously, that was the obvious one, yeah.
Yeah, that was obvious.
That was
Okay.
obvious one. But even before that, did you know?
Speeding.
Speeding, yeah. You did.
Speeding.
That was at least twice. I had to come in and ask you to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Speeding. What else was there? Turning the signals. I feel like I messed up on that.
you know where you messed up your signals.
I never use my signals.
You know on roundabouts especially.
Mm-hmm.
If you're turning right, yeah, you're supposed to put your right signal on. It's a big junction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's cars waiting, and there was no signal. I mean, whenever you turn right at a roundabout, you
Really?
didn't signal. I think you did it on the last roundabout, on the first two. So that would have been
On the first, I did signal.
not on the first one. I think on the last one you did.
No, the first one I did signal. I did signal to the left.
No, you see, you know when you enter the roundabout.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So before you enter the roundabout, which way are we turning?
Right.
Right. So what do you have to do?
Right signal. Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't you? Yeah. So you have to
Yeah,
signal.
see, I never knew that.
Okay. So
That's.
that kept happening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we mentioned the speeding, parallel park. So with that, yeah.
I had the curb.
You know the you know the first time you did it. You know when you came. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you was just a little bit far out.
Yeah.
That was okay.
Really?
Yeah. That would have been.
That's I'm not used to this car.
Obviously from a different side as well. But then second time when you readjusted, you went on the curb.
I went on the curb.
Yeah. On the
and I got
pavement.
closer.
Yeah. But even if you had got it fine, you would have still failed. Like in when you take your test there in the US,
Mhm.
when you do the parallel park, don't you have to do any blind spot check? Observation, like look over your shoulders.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
No, over there's wait, really? You just check the rear view mirrors.
See, you need like look at that blue car there. Yeah. Have a look in your mirrors. Have a look in your mirrors now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the car in your
No.
mirrors? Exactly.
Yeah,
That's your blind spot. So you know when your car was
Mhm.
swinging out, you need to check that. So that would have been another serious fault for that.
But over there, when you're parallel parking, you have to look straight back.
Yeah. I'm sure there must be a blind spot check as well.
Yeah, there is. I don't.
Oh,
I don't
mind
really
you,
remember.
if you're doing it on that side, then yeah, if you're looking over there,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
easier.
you're checking the back and the blind spot together.
Yeah.
That's understandable. Okay.
It's different over there than here.
And okay, one time, yeah.
The list
so
is crazy.
for me, this was the funniest one, yeah, because at that time we were talking about it as well. So, you know, when you said when I said which lane do you normally drive in? Yeah. Okay, and you were saying in the US which one was
Right
the right
lane,
lane?
right
Yeah?
lane.
Okay, right lane. So here,
Local's right lane.
yeah. So here, which lane is for normal driving? Do you think?
Left.
Yeah. And which lane were you driving? in?
Right.
I even asked you then. I was just thinking, you calling this is they call it the grandma lane, this and that, and you were driving in that lane all that way. You
Yeah.
see, if you drive in that lane for a little bit, then you come back to the left. That's cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but you kept driving in it. So you know what you were saying? People get frustrated.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going fast, wasn't I?
You wasn't that fast, but
Uh-huh.
still, like you said, say if the speed limit is 40, does
Uh-huh.
everybody stick to 40?
No.
No. Yeah, you're trying to take a driving test. You're going to stick to 40.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but people behind you wanted to overtake. You were there. You were actually saying this is they call it the grandma lane, and you was doing the same. So, that's yeah, that was I find that quite because you were actually doing it and
telling you
and
about
telling
it.
me.
Wow.
Yeah, and a couple of times the lights are green. You know, at a crossroad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crossroad where there's
Yeah, slow
traffic.
down.
Yeah, lights are green. You're going straight ahead. Do you need to?
Slow down. No.
You know, if you came off the gas a little bit, that's cool. But what do? You started braking quite a lot.
Yeah,
at the
but
same time.
I was scared about the cars that were turning.
But they're gonna wait for you.
That's
you
all
got
it was.
priority.
Yeah.
You got priority there. Yeah. Okay.
got
so
hit-
even
I got
so
hit
that,
by that
yeah. So
before.
that would have been a
I
serious.
got hit like that before. That's why I was.
Oh, have you?
I got paranoia.
Oh, okay. So, but you understand, people behind you are not going to expect you to slow down.
Yeah.
You know, like that one time when you saw that guy was on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine you did that at where the lights are green, and he's quite close.
Yeah, he hit me.
Yeah, because he's not expecting you to slow down like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But the rest, you can see back in the video. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to improve your driving for next time. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
But
I'll
please make
improve
sure you're
for that.
driving with somebody. Yeah. Sorry. Final thing, a major thing. So you know, in the US, before you signal, do you check any mirrors, or are you supposed to check any mirrors?
Before you signal?
Yeah.
No.
No. Are you
Wait,
sure?
So I'm a signal, and then I'm not gonna. I'm a signal, and then I'm gonna check the mirrors.
Okay. There you signal, then you check the mirrors.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Unless
Okay.
it's just. They don't explain that.
Because here,
I don't remember that part.
The first thing you do is whenever you.
No disrespect on Americans.
Well, you know what? I think I'll have to.
I took my test 2 years ago.
Yeah, but still, like personally, I think in every country. They must be teaching, like, you know, when you're going to maneuver a car, say we're turning left or right, the first thing you should do is check your mirrors to see what's happening behind you. What if there's a motorbike behind you trying to overtake? So you know.
No, but I wouldn't turn right away. I would, like, if I'm making a left lane, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm making a left turn and I'm in the left lane, I would turn the signal and I'll check the traffic in front of me, not behind me.
Yeah, but what if somebody's overtaking you?
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, but what if somebody is, even if they can't? Like here, we have people on bicycles. Yeah. Okay, say if you're turning right, okay, and somebody.
Then you check the mirrors.
But even on your right turns, before you ain't checking any mirrors.
You don't check mirror if it's on the traffic it's coming from the front, right? And you're making a left.
No, yeah, it's not about what's happening in front. Obviously, you're gonna check that, yeah. But a driver.
Are you talking when you're switching lanes?
Yeah, no, just in general, in normal turns. Switching lanes, obviously, you check the mirrors. Yeah, but in general driving, you have to check your mirrors before you signal, so you know what's happening behind you.
No,
because you're moving your car from here to there.
No, not
or
really.
here to there. No, so you don't agree with that?
No, I don't remember that part.
Oh, okay.
So over there,
they must be teaching that.
No, they probably do. But in US, we take our tests in school.
Okay.
Do you guys take it in school here?
No.
So we take our written test in school.
Oh, the theory test. We call that the theory test here.
The theory test, yeah. It's 50 questions there.
Oh, okay.
I passed with a 94 out of 100.
Okay, that's surprising. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, that's an interesting one. I'll actually have a look into that now. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the test still.
Oh, okay.
Like
do you have proper lessons there?
Yeah, I have everything in my email.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I'll send it to you.
Okay, so that's it. You know what? Thank you so much for doing it. It was
no problem.
It was really interesting.
It's just sad that I failed.
Yeah. So like I said, that was really
Terrible.
good. Well, it was good for. It's gonna be good for a lot of people because we get a lot of people from like the US and other countries. Yeah. And anywhere else, guys, if you're from a different country, you're visiting the UK, you want to do a mock test with us, just Instagram or Snapchat, you can message me on that, please. And finally, I just want to say big thanks to Simranjeet. Yeah, me personally, I don't really spend too much time watching videos on YouTube because I'm always editing and recording. But he's got a YouTube channel which I do watch because what can you explain to everyone?
So what I
do?
technically do, I sit in the car.
Yeah.
And I drive and I sing songs in the car.
Yeah,
with Punjabi singers and
yeah,
actors.
yeah,
Bollywood,
singers.
basically.
Yeah,
I do
with-
Bollywood.
Yeah, with famous singers.
With famous singers and famous
actors.
actors, models.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm pretty surprised that after seeing you today, people actually sit in the car with you watching.
Oh no, I'm telling you, if I put the uncuts, every singer's like, oh my god, thank god we made it alive.
Guys, make sure you check out his channel, please. And don't forget to like and subscribe on both channels, really. Yeah. And we'll see you in the next video.